I did morning show pregnant 2 times, and it's not for the weak.
I still work in radio as a producer.
If you are signing up for that role, it has to execute.
You know, as a producer, if Jess was struggling in any kind of way to produce her segment, rewrite it, redo it so that it's comfortable for her to get it right and where she feels comfortable in doing her segment.
I wish we got a chance to hear from the producers, because I think that's the piece that was missing in this whole conflict, because it's the producer's job to piece the show together and for it to make sense and for it to flow. It didn't flow. It didn't make sense.
Make Jess do her job. Make it easier for her to feel comfortable in her role to make the best show. That's the task, making the best morning show possible. Back with another episode of Music for Breakfast. This is the most important meal of it. Here I am, your host, Octavia March, alongside my music friends.
What up? It's Relle Roulette.
What's up? I'm Kia, aka KC.
Make sure y'all hit that like button right now. Stop what you're doing. Like, subscribe, hit it right now. Come on, let's go.
Hit that like button if you like this. Hit that like button if you love this. Hit that like button if you like this. Hit that like button if you love this.
Welcome and welcome back, y'all. We are Music for Breakfast. We are a thought-provoking, independent media platform intertwined with music to match the vibe of each and every episode. We are having conversation that is based all upon cultural topics, but rest assured that we are coming with the facts to the function, y'all. Tay, what we talking about today?
The latest on Trump and all the BS that he's doing. We also got Iman and Tiana Taylor on the menu. And lastly, we have our take on the just hilarious LaRosa Breakfast Club whole debacle, man. We got it right here. Make sure y'all like and subscribe. We about to get into it right about now.
Do it.
So we're going to start with Iman Shumpert and Tiana Taylor. A lot is going on. Relle, fill us in on what's happening.
Real quick, and it's very sad to see because they were one of my favorite couples. But Iman Shumpert and Tiana Taylor, decided to part ways, get a divorce, finalize things, et cetera, et cetera. It's been coming out in the blogs and the media now more and more that what Tiana Taylor actually was honored with at the end, when the divorce was finalized, what the court proceedings were and what she ended up walking away with, essentially. But how it got spun to the media and to the blogs was that, like, hey, she took him to the cleaners. She cleaned him out.
How did they come to that conclusion?
Because you had, people like Big Bag Eck, coming out and, allegedly finding, the news stories on the blogs and doing their own loose research.
They're giving the woman, Tiana, 4 houses worth over $10 million. They're giving her another multi-million-dollar payout, which is a 7-figure payout. They're then giving her luxury vehicles, including a $300,000 Maybach, a $70,000 Mercedes Sprinter, and a tour bus. Now, I also want to pause here and be very fair. We don't know how much of her income went into buying these things. But again, if we're here to be reasonable and think that he's probably made a lot more money than her because NBA money is usually just more than rap money, we're thinking the majority of his money went into most of these things, right? And then here's the thing. So she's going to retain full ownership of her companies. So he doesn't get anything of hers. So she only gets things that he owns, or not necessarily he owns, but assets that they got, which I guess could be liquidated, cars, houses, and obviously a 7-figure payout, which is multi-million-dollar settlement or just wire. And she's going to retain all ownership of her companies. He gets none of that. And he will also pay $8,000 a month in child support, which I do think is a W. You got 2 kids, $8K a month. I actually do believe that's not that bad for a former NBA player. I don't know if he's in agreement with this, or maybe he got some extra money that we don't know about, but this seems like she took that nigga to the cleaners, okay? This kind of looked like he got taken to the fucking cleaners, if you ask me. I'll stand corrected if we hear later on that she contributed to buying the 4 houses with more than $5 million. But it feels like they just taking all this shit.
So Tiana Taylor, who in my opinion seems to be the most unproblematic celebrity, she don't really speak on stuff unless, it need to be spoke on, but she came out and was defending herself because, she had grown men in her comments calling her a gold digger, threatening her, telling her, Shump need to do this, and it just got really out of hand really fast.
I had to file a motion because I told Iman, I'm like, yo, I'm telling you as a mother of our children that I don't feel safe and you're on this phone starting an argument. So at this point, I'm helpless. So I have to file a motion. Now, where y'all getting the jail thing mixed up is when you file a motion, a motion you have to file, either file a motion or sue him. I'm never going to sue him. It's never that deep. Filing a motion is like, if these terms are violated, then it could lead up to a fine or jail time. Tiana did not go and demand jail time. Tiana is not trying to get Iman put in jail. One thing about it, let's be very clear. Tiana has tried to keep this divorce private before it even started. I filed for divorce in our initials to protect me, Iman, and our children. And I stood on that. Our divorce was private and off the radar for a whole year until Iman decided to file a motion, which technically, he filed a motion that states he wants this divorce proceeding to go on with our full and legal names. Now, this divorce happening with our full and legal names, you know what that means? That means media circus. That means whatever it is that we do in this divorce, file, motion, response, rebuttal, whatever it is now public information. Let's also be clear. Y'all said that I won this luxury tour bus. I won a luxury Sprinter. I won a luxury, the Maybach, and I won a Bronco, and I won a Jeep Gladiator. What's that, 5 or 6 cars that I named? I bought those. I paid for those. Let's be clear. And these are cars that I literally bought in the midst of our marriage, during our separation, during our divorce. I walked away with what I came in with. I came in with my own properties. He came in with his own properties. It's about 4 properties that both me and Iman put time, construction, money, hundreds of thousands of dollars into our properties. We have 4 of those. He got 2 of those, and I got 2 of those. Now, 4, 5, 6, 7. That leaves us with 3 properties. Let's get ready to do some math. This property right here was a property that Iman paid for all by himself that had nothing to do with me. These 2 properties right here is properties that I put money into that I bought all by myself, out of my pocket. Y'all sitting there going off of networks that have nothing to do with nothing. Them shits ain't even real. But one thing you will have clear is that Tiana ain't take nothing from Iman. Oh, and that $1 million, y'all claiming that 7-figure, 8-figure, it was a one-time fee of $1 million in damages. When Iman crashed the $400,000 Rolls Royce and Iman did whatever other stuff he did, that was the things he had to pay me back. Iman left me with a whole lot of shit. That's another thing. Let's be clear with that too. When you're dividing marital assets, when you're dividing houses and stuff, if it's still bills a part of it, if it's still whatever taxes, who do you think got to pay for that? Because let's be clear. Bitch, auntie want to be stuck paying taxes and bills and da-da-da-da. No. But guess what? I've been doing it. So it's not a win-win for either one of us. At the end of the day, we were 2 people that really loved each other at one point. And let's be real. We were 2 people that really loved each other at one point. You feel me? No one wins when the family feuds. Point blank in a period.
That's where we are here now. And, in said video, Tiana Taylor says allegedly that people were telling her that Iman Shumpert was the person that was running to the blogs and airing her out.
Every single time something come out about me, it come out on the same blog. It starts off little, and then it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. I have the proof that you're paying people to post this stuff.
But, allegedly what Tiana's insinuating is that, hey, every time I have a movie premiere or a Jordan coming out or this or that coming out, all of a sudden here's all these allegations and things that make me sound crazy.
I have 3 movies coming up and a TV show coming up in the same year. You think I want to keep dealing with, oh my God, new movie comes out. Here's another random rumor about a divorce that's a year old. Second movie come out. Here's another rumor. Third movie come out. Here's another rumor. And then it's always conveniently coming out when Iman has a new song or a new venture coming his way.
And she was like, I've just been humble to someone and gracious to someone who is not extending me the same grace. And she was like, I'm tired of it. I'm not standing here for it anymore. She popped her big one when she said that Iman Shumpert, boy, when you stop playing ball, I got you on the shy.
I'm gonna give one even better. The same time that I filed for divorce, I still had Iman opening up for me on tour. Iman was still with me on tour. We singing Wake Up Love, we kissing, we hugging, we da-da-da-da. Like at the end of the day, I still had your back. I still looked out for you. At the end of the day, I always held Iman down. When Iman stopped playing basketball, I got him on the shy. I called Lena and said, yo, these motherfuckers is playing with my husband. Like, he's so much bigger than basketball. He's so much bigger than boom, 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 boom. Like, he could act, he could model, he could boom, boom, boom. He could do whatever he want to do. Let's get him where he needs to be. I got him on into his acting. So we're not going to do that.
They've grown their brands and they are who they are. But I need people to remember like Tiana Taylor has been since my Sweet 16. At least that's when I was informed on Tiana Taylor. She been out here. She been that girl.
But what we're not going to do is act like I wasn't Tiana Taylor before I got with Iman Shumpert. Iman Shumpert was not even in the NBA when I was Tiana Taylor. Yes, Iman made his money, and so did I. I've been in this business since I was 15 years old. We're not going to act like my bank account is like, nah, we're not doing that. I've had several Jordans. I've had several movies, several deals, all still active. All still active.
And the fact that she even had to step out and really come out of character and do that to explain to the peanut gallery is just wild work to me.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that the person you divorce, you thought you knew the whole time, wasn't the one that you married.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. The switch up is crazy.
The money part is crazy to me because, as much as Teyana Taylor has her own. Like you said, we've seen Teyana Taylor from My Sweet 16. I've heard opposing sides where Iman and his team were saying that she can't even afford the lifestyle she created for herself. There is the look and the glam of the things that she's doing. There's the idea of projects and concepts and things, but also being able to fund the lifestyle. He said that he or his team has said that it is expensive to live up to that lifestyle. And I was looking to see how long that Iman had been playing in the NBA. It's from 2021 to 2011 to 2021. So that's like 10 years. They got married in 2016. So he had been well into the NBA, probably at the prime of his career, honestly.
They were together when he won the championship.
So, he too was making some coins that could be heavily argued, especially at the end of this divorce, if he has to do a lot more to pay out. Because I could see where there's some pushback, Auntie TV ain't 10 years NBA strong.
She was saying that she was making more than him at one time, because remember, he allegedly came out and said that she's making more money than me right now. And she was saying, yeah, because you retired, you weren't doing anything. So technically she was still working.
And the crazy part about it is I said nothing when him and his lawyer told the internet, oh, Tiana's making more money. Tiana's bringing more money a month in than Iman is. Just because Iman played ball don't mean that this is a thing where it's like I'm trying to take money off of him. Iman haven't played ball since 2020. So yes, actively during the divorce, I was bringing more money than him. And I am.
Yeah, but he retired in 2021. That's after 10 years of playing professional basketball with endorsements and things like that.
Yeah, but I mean, how you go clock what everybody do with their money?
That's
what I'm saying? Mike Tyson blew through how many millions of dollars?
I mean, from the Will Smith book, he blew through, I think like 3 million, but still he blew through his first contract.
Couple checks. Tiana saying that everybody left what they came with. Seems fair. I respect the fact that she wants to keep everything private, right, in protecting her children and, it not spilling over into the media, because you know how cruel media can be. Now everybody has a think piece on it and a take on it, in which she wanted to avoid in the first place.
It's hard to do that when you have social media. I mean, because calling it quits,
Is it hard to do it when you have social media, or is it hard to do it when you have a clout chaser?
It's both though. But think about social media, because what did she just post? A picture of her and Mufasa, right? Her boyfriend, Aaron Pierre. Like, immediately when you see that, all you gonna think is like, A, the divorce is over. B, she being petty. C, Iman about to be petty. And just everybody has the opportunity in the comments to just be petty and input their opinion. It's
how she petty and it's been like a year.
That's how social media make things worse. That's what I'm just saying. There's nothing that she can or cannot do, or he can or cannot do, to make this situation any better than it already is.
It's something that he could have did and just left the initials there instead of filing a motion. You went around and filed a whole motion to put y'all real names in there so everybody can know what's up.
Even then, that was her trying to save him. You know what I mean? Well, not even just him, but their union, their friendship, because it sounds like she still wants to be friends with him.
Yeah, she said they were on a good time.
Yeah, they were in a good space, and cool. Yeah, so she was like, when she was telling him, baby daddy, I'm hearing that you're the one going around, spreading all this information about me.
Yeah, she was like, I have proof.
And she says she has receipts. She hasn't dropped it.
I am helping you out by being silent. How, Sway?
That's wicked passive aggressive for the mother of your children. Come on, dog. And she's telling you she's scared. And you see people, what they're saying to her, oh, if I was Shump, I'd have da-da-da, this and that. And it's just but you're not. So there's that. Like,
hopefully everything will be okay.
I begged y'all for privacy from day one, and he took that away from me. So I'm begging y'all again, please, 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 just give both him and I some privacy when it comes to this divorce. And honestly, this divorce is signed, sealed, and delivered, so hopefully this never even have to come up again. But please, let him do what he's doing in peace, and let me do what I'm doing in peace. I'm begging y'all.
I'll tell you one thing, Tiana, okay.
she gonna be all right. She got Mufasa.
Go on, girl.
Like she said, can she get her back blown out in peace?
I am begging y'all to let me get my back blown out in peace. All right, bye.
Girl, go and get your back blown out.
Mufasa.
Please get your back blown out in peace. Leave that girl alone. Let Mufasa take her to the kingdom.
But see, that social media, she dropped that photo and like, look at all this mess now.
I'll be mad, player.
Well, one thing I think we're all mad at and we can't agree on is what Trump is doing in this White House. And cutting education for surely is one of those things. And Kia has more on the health inspection.
Hey, what's up? It's Casey with the Health Inspection. And the Health Inspection is simply just a check on the vital information you need for your everyday life.
Eliminating the Department of Education would be absolutely devastating for students, for teachers and parents in Wisconsin and across America. Our children stand to lose out on the public education and opportunity to learn that they deserve, regardless of their zip code.
So let's jump right in, because Trump is making some changes, and he's been making these changes since the day he stepped into the White House. I'm not quite sure he has any clue on what he's even doing at this point. Amid the many things that he has done and said, one of the most scariest things that he has changed, and executive orders he has changed, is to restructure the education department. He signed an executive order to close the Department of Education.
Today we take a very historic action that was 45 years in the making. In a few moments, I will sign an executive order to begin eliminating the Federal Department of Education once and for all.
So we're talking student loans, we're talking about the Department of Education, we're talking about special needs programs. These are vital to inner city schools, especially public schools, because we receive a lot in college. We receive a lot of money from the federal government when it comes to education. I am a federal government education baby standing right here. So this affects you, this affects your children, this affects your cousins, your nieces and nephews. Starting with student loans, the Small Business Administration, which is led by Kelly Loeffler, will now manage 1.6 trillion student loan portfolio. Trump promised a better loan servicing, calling the current one a mess. Now, when it comes in regards to the special needs program, the Department of Health and Human Services, which is under Robert F. Kennedy Jr., he will now handle the funding for these programs supporting children with special needs, which is quite fitting because he has some special needs himself. The restructuring of this whole idea of the Department of Education follows past the efforts to reduce or to merge federal agencies such as the U.S. Agency for International Development with the State Department, weakening the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau.
And it sounds strange, doesn't it? Department of Education, we're going to eliminate it, and everybody knows it's right.
Also going along the DEI executive order that he placed earlier in this year, the Education Department will also be cutting its staff in half, which raises concern on how they will manage student loans, Pell Grants, and other special needs services. These moves are facing some certain lawsuits, including the 21 attorneys generals who are stopping the cuts, and a Maryland judge who is now ruling to temporarily reinstate and fire employees.
We're going to shut it down and shut it down as quickly as possible. It's doing us no good. We want to return our students to the states.
So all in all, Trump is really trying to switch the responsibilities of the Department of Education from the states, or from the federal government to the states, making it their responsibility as opposed to leaning on the federal government.
The intent of this EO is to return this great responsibility back to the states. And we know, we believe in federalism here at the White House. I know the previous administration didn't, but we think decisions are best made when they're closest to the people. And we trust teachers and educators in their respective schools to make these very important decisions about our children's education and their futures. And the current status quo is failing our students students. In fact, I have some facts right here. 13-year-olds' mathematics scores are the lowest they have been in decades. 13-year-olds' reading scores are the lowest since testing began over 30 years ago. Low-performing students are falling further behind. One city, Baltimore, Maryland, in 2023, high schools had 0 students who tested proficient in mathematics. As a mother myself, I know I share the concern of many parents across the country. We want our children to be bright and smart and ahead of the game. This is also, I would say, a national security issue. When you look at how students around the world, particularly in China, are being educated, American students are falling behind. We're not keeping up with our allies or our adversaries, and that's a major problem for our country. And the president is fixing it today.
He also mentions that the Education Secretary Linda McMahon, who previously led the SBA, will also be the last to hold this position.
I do think returning to basics is the best way to do it. We need to teach math and English and literacy and writing. We don't need to teach ideology. We have to let teachers teach. I have such respect for our teachers. I think it is the most noble profession in the world, and I have seen what can happen when teachers are allowed to teach and to be innovative and be creative in their classrooms. You know, Brett, for every dollar that goes into the school system, the federal funding, it's been reported to me that almost 47 cents of that dollar is spent in regulatory compliance. Teachers, they don't want to stay. They're leaving the profession because they are bogged down by regulation. Let's lift that burden and let them do what they do best, which is teach.
So he's really just tearing apart the Department of Education, putting it in the state's hands, saying that, hey, if your child wants to go to college, if your child wants all these benefits at school, then you need to pay for it yourself. It's no longer the federal government's responsibility to supply loans and funding for your child to receive higher education.
Everybody knows it's right, and we have to get our children educated. We're not doing well with the world of education in this country, and we haven't for a long time.
It's a slap in the face, because who can afford to send their child to college with their own money? And I'm not saying it like no one can, but that's important to look at who can and who cannot, and what he's doing to restructure the idea of higher education. He mentioned that he loves the poorly educated.
I love the poorly educated.
That's a problem. As a president of the United States, to say that you love the poorly educated and to turn to look in China and up China on how educated they are, how smart and intelligent they are, when you are just trying to demolish the education of the country that you control, or you try to control. It's a really scary thing to touch, and he's touching it and he's doing it.
Well, he loves the poorly educated because that means they can't help themselves. When you're not educated, you're a slave. You're just gonna do you're gonna do what you know, and that's not a lot.
Yeah, you don't know what you don't know. That's his thing. And like it's a threat when it comes to the government, because what you learn in college is something that you don't learn anywhere else. You learn more about civics, you learn more about democracy, you learn more about the government. And the more you learn about the government, the more you realize this is a piece of shit. This is all made up. This is all stupid. And the more people that know that, the more they start to make the right decision when it comes to the voting polls. We have a clip that even shows that more uneducated people tend to lean towards Donald Trump. That's not crazy. You know what I'm saying? It kind of stats why he wants somebody poorly educated, so they don't know that he's full of shit. But the more you know, the more you smell the shit and you see it, and it's right there. It's stinking.
So you do what you know. And the more that you don't know, you won't be doing much. You go to work, you come home, you wake up and repeat. You know what I'm saying? You don't know nothing about business. You don't know anything about any other, any legislation, as Kia has said. You don't know much. That's slavery. You know what I'm saying? Why do you think they don't want the slaves to be educated? It was forbidden to read or write or anything like that. The more that you don't know can hurt you. Of course he would love the poorly educated. Like, come on, yo. And at this point, each one teach one. Help somebody.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, you brought up a good point, too. I mean, that's the majority of the people that voted for him is the poorly educated, the poorly informed. So he just wants to create more of you, so that way you can keep him there and keep him going and help him Get rid of more of our foundation of the country.
You even had white women.
Yay,
with that
zero education.
Educated white women that did not go out and vote for Donald Trump. It wavered a little bit because even though, and that's what's really messed up about this, even though you know what's good for you, you can still be influenced by your husbands to go and vote the wrong way. Because regardless of the fact, white educated, white uneducated men, they was going to vote for Donald Trump regardless. Then you got some of them stupid ass white women that are educated, that know what's up, but still was like, my man, my man, my man, and then have to go and vote for the stupid decision that they man made.
People who are not educated has a slave mentality, point blank, period. And the rich need slaves to do the work because they don't want to work. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So you have to have people to do the work. You have to have the people to serve you. And they are the people who are poorly educated, who don't know much and can't move up and do much of anything but what they know. And that's not much.
So let's check in on that Target boycott that we all agreed that we were going to be doing.
Absolutely.
Okay, just making sure.
Been big.
Yeah, so Target does face some boycotts, and they do have some declining sales ahead of Easter. Target sales were down 3.1% in their last quarterly report. The CEO of Target said that he was very optimistic about Easter. So happy to see Easter come. Recent developments have casted doubt on the retailer's prospects. In early March, a national boycott initiated by a black clergy began, and that was coinciding with the start of Lent. The protest was organized by Jamal Harrison Bryant, who highlighted Target's rollback, or on the highlights of Target's rollback of its DEI programs in January. The boycott aimed to recruit 100,000 participants, but it has already surpassed 1,500 participants. So thank you. Congratulations and good job for all those that are participating. We are exceeding the numbers. They're excited about Easter, but guess where we're going for Easter? Dollar Tree, a Dollar General, and a Family Dollar. And guess what? Easter don't have nothing to do with eggs and all these other decorations. Let's just go to church like we supposed to. Grandmama and them is cooking dinner. That ain't got nothing to do with Target. We can't buy anything from Target in that whole little lineup right there.
It's about the Resurrection Sunday.
And that it is. It is about God. Not about no damn eggs.
Eggs too high anyway.
Eggs too high anyways. You're right.
At this time, they need to classify eggs with the drugs, okay? Because, Lord.
Oh, that's getting snuck across the border, too.
Look, I was in a supermarket here, and I don't know about out there, but, so, again, I'm in Massachusetts, y'all. So, people have resorted to stealing eggs from the carton. Like, I'm talking about 2, 4, 6. All right, that's how we need. Let's get on. And then they leave the remaining 6 in the carton in the freezer. And then somebody comes along thinking they're getting a whole carton of eggs. But baby, you better open that up.
If you ain't been checking them eggs, you better start now.
Baby, you better start checking them eggs.
You ain't told no lie.
People have been doing that.
Oh, you are not lying at all.
People have been doing that. And then my mom was trying to tell me, like, she was like, I'm trying to figure out how they get them out the stove. Like, she said, because who was walking around with eggs in their jacket? Like, what?
What? And how did they not crack him?
Like, yeah.
It's strategic. It's a
but
strategy.
This is what
in
my
that.
mom's saying. It is very strategic. I don't know how they're doing it, but people have, they check your eggs, y'all. Check your eggs.
I went to the store the other day. I usually check my eggs just to make sure none of them cracked or nothing. I open it up, it's some missing. I looked and said, I'm not mad. I'm actually proud of how you thought about that.
At all.
Because, yeah, I really only need like 6 eggs right quick, too.
Like, sometimes you just need them in a pinch.
Because either they're overpriced or they're not there.
Dang, this is getting too out of hand.
Either they're overpriced or they're not there. I get my eggs from Sam's Club because we just still have our membership and because got a big old family. And eggs is about $20 and we need them. So we buy them.
Well, Trump says the egg prices are way down from the Biden-inspired prices. What is Biden-inspired prices?
It's like Drake continuously bringing up Kendrick's name and all this other nonsense.
Period. Like, what?
Why do you keep talking about this
So
person?
he goes on to say groceries and gasoline are down also.
Well,
I don't know.
I don't know. Just get the hell on about our face. Quit playing.
has Trump ever been, sir, who does your grocery shopping?
He
you
eat
know?
at McDonald's.
He eats McDonald's. That's a fact. Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah, he eats McDonald's. He's a proud sponsor. He loves it. He loves
Don't
it.
his body give McDonald's body?
He looks like a burger. He looks
The
like a burger.
Hamburglar.
He looks like
He built like he eat McDonald's.
he look like he eat a McRib.
built
He
like
definitely does eat a McRib. He's excited when those drop.
Yeah.
Extra pickles,
He
please.
look like he like them fish fillets and the
Okay.
McRibs.
Now wait a minute. Because I love a fish fillet. Don't do that. Don't do that. And you can't get them after 11 p.m. because they don't do that.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
You don't know what you don't know.
They probably left him in the grease, Kia, baby.
It has to be made.
all day.
No, they make it all as ordered. They make it as ordered. It's the freshest thing on the menu. Let me say, if you like a fish fillet, go ahead and drop a little fish in the comments.
But you're supposed to be boycotting McDonald's too.
I'm not going to go there, though,
Hello,
because it's
Kia.
not theirs. I said if it were there, which it's not, and also because we're boycotting, I'm definitely
But
not.
see, that all they got to do to tempt
Sure,
you is pull
Kia.
out the damn fish fillet. Ain't that a bit?
Well, that wraps up my health inspection, y'all. Stay safe out there. Don't go stealing no eggs, and make sure you educate your kids at home. I am Kia Casey Walker, and that is your health inspection.
All right, let's get right back into the show. Last topic we're going to talk about is our take on LaRosa and Jess Hilarious on the Breakfast Club this week.
Listen, let me break this Jess Hilarious, LaRosa, Breakfast Club, Dinner Club, Lunch Club thing down real fast, real simple. Jess Hilarious was pregnant with Little Hilarious, so she had to go on maternity leave. She went and got LaRosa to fill her spot until she came back. LaRosa came on that show and filled in and turned her cereal into a continental breakfast, and everybody loved her, the fans and DJ Envy and Charlamagne. So then Jess Hilarious had little laughter, and then she came back to the show, but it wasn't hilarious no more because LaRosa did not leave. Also, Jess had a segment on the Breakfast Club called Jess with the Mess, and when she came back, LaRosa was talking during her segment. And Jess had a problem with that because that was her segment on the show that she had to fight and work hard to get. So now Jess is back, but LaRosa is not leaving. She is there eating her eggs, bacon, grits, sausage. And the fans and the people liked her. So I think the problem is Jess thought that she was going to get on maternity leave and then come back and LaRosa was going to leave, but it's maternity stay.
That's where this whole thing got kind of tangled. So Jess Hilarious went on a whole rant.
We had a whole plan, even how when I came back, how I pick her to fill in for me, right? I come back, she ain't never leave. Then, all right, cool that she don't leave, but she's on only during my segment. If she was meant to be a fourth host, move her in another way. Why she got to be moved in on? Because nobody had a problem with Jess with the Mess until she started reading right. You know what I mean? Till she started
So,
reporting. I wasn't hired as a reporter. I was hired as Jess with the Mess. So she started reading and delivering details and all that stuff.
Yes.
Then that's when Jess with the Mess wasn't good enough no more. That's how it was presented. So I'm like, all right, cool.
But who
feel you.
said that though? Because the internet said
What
that?
are we talking about? No. This is our listeners. This is yeah. Why can't we worry about the comments? And these are people that enjoy the show and watch the show. It's not all about Instagram. It's YouTube. It's like we have people that have been watching the show. Yeah, she's great at what she do. That's why I picked her to fill in for me. But when I came back, it's like, what's going on? If she's gonna be a fourth voice, why she only gotta be a fourth voice
correct me if
on
I'm
my
wrong.
segment?
She wasn't a fourth voice. She was a producer. She was hired as a news producer to help with getting all news and doing interview
She was going to be the
questions.
senior news producer.
She
yes.
wasn't on there. When you came back, Lauren was not on there. She was in the back doing questions, sending interview questions, reporting the news. Am I lying?
I thought
Yeah,
you was.
you
I
lying.
thought.
Yeah, she
am I
on
lying?
air. She was on air.
Can I ask a question?
What?
Why didn't you wear the do-rag this morning?
Because
Why you joke so much, man?
What you mean?
nobody has even tried to clean up the narrative that I'm a villain. Man,
You're not a villain. Who said you a villain?
Yo, stop acting like you don't live in them comments too, Charlotte. Stop acting like you don't understand.
But what do I always tell you? I say stop listening to the internet. Stop listening to the comments. Stop listening to the folks on YouTube. Don't let them trick you out your position. What you did last night is what they want you to do, and you can't let the internet win.
No, but look, it's not even about what they want me to do. I did last night what I wanted to do, what I felt like I should have been did. I've been asking questions.
The internet loves mess. And one of the easiest ways to create mess is to pit people against each other.
I'm on air. She over talks. She's over talking me. Lauren knows she does this shit. Whatever. I've told her about this shit many a times. You know, she over talks me. I'm like, yo, shut up. Yes, shut up. Be quiet. Yeah, I've said that. And I've meant that. You know what I mean? That's the only way to get her to hush. So I'm like, all right, cool. One day, I told her, because I went in the comments, I'm like, all right, people don't like that. All right, whatever. You know, I'm not her mother. She's another grown woman. I have to respect this lady. But she's not going to keep talking over me, yo. I'm already confused on why the fuck she's still here. You know what I mean? Like on air. Not in the building. On air. Right? So I'm like, all right. I told her, be quiet the next day. Charlamagne texts me and he says, yo, don't tell her be quiet. You tell her shut up. Play into that narrative of y'all beefing, y'all not liking each other. Why the fuck would we do that?
Stop listening to the internet. Stop listening to the comments.
What do y'all think about this?
I think it's just sloppy. It's sloppy. It's just sloppy work ethic. Not establishing roles, not establishing proper contracts, and not addressing the elephant in the room as the elephant sits there. Continuing to let the elephant sit there for months on end before it's even addressed, and then addressing it when it was way too late.
I think both on both sides, it could have been handled a lot better. I'm not saying she's wrong, because she's definitely entitled to how she feels, but the way that Jess handled it, going straight to social media with it, that was not cool. I feel like when contracts are involved and in business, right, you don't have space for, well, I feel like she's putting me out of my job. Like, you don't have space for that. So you're contractually obligated to be here or fulfill, you know, whatever this opportunity is. And regardless of who is in the seat next to you or who was brought in for what or who you told to hire, like, there's a way that you handle that, and there's a way that you go about it and finesse it. But also the Breakfast Club, like, shame on y'all for leaving this massive gray area for this new, well, Jess has other kids, but I mean, regardless, for this new mother who just had a baby, could potentially be going through postpartum, doesn't know, trying to get all her feelings back together and you know, her head on straight to get back in the game, you know what I mean? And instead of addressing it, as y'all said, y'all just played with her and you just made her, you know, overthink and make it be a mind game and all these other things. And then, you know, to, you know, the people on the Breakfast Club, I mean, just different things were said and people, you know, fanned different fires and were trying to create a narrative. And it was weird all the way around.
Working in radio, I still work in radio as a producer. But, you know, when you're signed on to a show and it's a contract, you're expected to do a job and you're expecting the job to be what it is. And I think when Jess signed, she expected, like she said, 3 people, you know, not a 4th. And as she was saying, she was asking, like, well, you know, why is Lauren here after I'm back? You know, I'm kind of confused as to what's going on. And, you know, she was kind of giving the runaround. I mean, that's just corporate BS, you know, and how the game go. But I understand what she was saying, what Jess was saying. You know, if she's going to be a part of the show, have her do something else. Like, you know, for her to take on Jess with the mess. And then, like she said, LaRosa she's introducing her segment to introduce Lauren to do her segment is crazy.
So sloppy.
That sounded crazy, right? But I feel like, you know, as a producer, if Jess was struggling in any kind of way to produce her segment, rewrite it, redo it so that it's comfortable for her to get it right and where she feels comfortable in doing her segment. Make her do her job. You know what I'm saying? If they're saying she can't rewrite or whatever, that stuff that's unnecessary, it's just with the mess. You do it as messy as you want to do it, you know, but make it your own. That is your time. And if they wanted to do an entertainment, you know, strictly by the book way or something like that. Have Lauren LaRosa do that on a different time, just like they got Nyla Simone doing Nyla Simone Day on Friday at a certain part of the hour. Give Lauren LaRosa her own time, but make Jess do her job. I think when she first got on, and of course she was pregnant and all that stuff, and I felt like she kind of was nonchalant about the job at first. She could have been tired through pregnancy and stuff like that. Trying to readjust to a morning show schedule is crazy. That's why I say I would never do a morning show. Like throughout my whole career, I would never do a morning show because I'm not I don't never want to start my day like that.
I did morning show pregnant 2 times, and it's not for the weak at all. It's not for the weak. It'd be times where I just fallen asleep at about 3:00 in the morning, and I got to be right back up again at 4, making my way down to that radio station. But it has to, if you are signing up for that role, it has to execute. I also wish that we heard from the producers too during that episode,
to get their side of
during
it.
that show. I wish we got a chance to hear from the producers, because I think that's the piece that was missing in this whole conflict, because it's the producer's job to piece the show together and for it to make sense and for it to flow. It didn't flow. It didn't make sense. It was very sloppy. And there's only one job, one role that puts that all together. And it seems like that person, whoever's in that seat, is not doing a very good job. I wanted to blame Charlemagne and Envy because, y'all been here. Y'all know how this radio go. If you have 4 people in a room, are you going to make an intro for 4 people? Are you going to introduce all 4 people? Are you going to, you got her having an intro now. It's very sloppy and it's falling together. And you would think that, my head saying, you would think that Envy and Charlemagne would address it and fix it and say something. But like you said, Tay, when you have those contracts, you got them contracts. Sometimes money don't pay you enough to go outside of it.
Like I said, Jess was expecting one thing, and another thing started to happen, and she, she goes to her social media and does what pays her bills. She talks to her fans and, talks about her real life and be vulnerable. And that's what she did. And she brought it to the table and then actually made good radio, because radio was about your life. You know what I'm saying? It's about real life. So she brought real life to the station and actually made it interesting, because I feel like everybody was tuned in that day.
Absolutely.
So that was great radio for the producers. But like I said, as a producer, make Jess do her job. Make it easier for her to feel comfortable in her role, to make the best show. That's the task, making the best morning show possible. You know what I'm saying? And if it's 3 people, let it be 3 people. If it's a 4th person, like Kia said, introduce her, give her a rollout. You know what I'm saying? As well.
Yeah, make it look clean. And also, it could either be that they don't have a good producer, or you could also see it as they were trying to pin those women against each other, which I would hate to see that, but I've seen it done before a lot of times in radio. And that's what it was coming off as, is that they were being pinned together. And I don't think that was necessarily the case.
Or it could be, let's make this person do their job by threatening it.
Yeah, by a threat, but even still, that's sloppy. That's not how you do it.
Well, of course not. But that's why I said, that's not the objective of this thing. As a producer, you know what I'm saying, make your talent work.
Yeah.
And not by getting another talent in there to threaten their job, but to work with your talent so that they can be better at their job, you know what I'm saying, to make the show better. But, hopefully they figure this thing out. Jess is great for the show. She brings the real aspect of it, as she did this past week. And, she compliments the show well, with her rawness, with the way that she, comes off and knows what's going on culturally.
I wish I could see the incident that happened in the elevator. So apparently Jess and Lauren LaRosa were entering in that same morning that the drama popped off. They were entering in the building at the same time. And Lauren LaRosa walked a little bit faster to the elevator and pushed clothes on the elevator to get up to the room by herself. And they had to air that on the radio as well. I thought that was good. She had to admit it. She had to admit it. It was good. It was good.
But shout out to Lauren LaRosa, Jess Hilarious, and I hope they figure that out because we need black women in radio.
That's a fact.
That's a figgity, man. We're going to take one more pause for the cause because I think Relle got the smoke.
You know what? Why even linger this on? We just gonna spark this joint up right here, and we're gonna pass it to our big-backeted, greasy, no DJing academic, flappydemic. Bring your big ass up on in here, boy. Now, why would I bring you into my smoking section this evening? Well, you see, earlier when we talked about Teyana Taylor's divorce to Iman Shumpert, sir, you reported on it, the other day, a couple days ago, and you incited your sensitive militia. Yes, all you baiter bitch ass niggas. I'm talking about you. Yes, you incited all of these fools to jump in your comments, being just as loud, greasy, wrong, slobbering, and glazing as only you and your big backed ass can do, sir. So now I just gotta bring you to smoke real quick. Because I don't like how you made our girl Teyana Taylor, who in my humble opinion is the least unproblematic person in this industry. She get her check, she go home. She do her dance, she go home. She design a set, she go home. Okay? And was screaming black love, black love, black love, and was there caping for that man with a super cape at this point. Okay? Dumbo cape for that man. Okay? Whole career. Now, you came out and you said what you said, being loud and wrong, and you came up counting other niggas' coins, which makes you even further more of a beta male, because to see you do that in real time, you big ass bitch, I really, it was sad. It was sad. I want you to, I don't know if your father is living, and please, God bless your parents, your father, your mother, somebody needs to give you a hug or a support dog, boy, because it is not Teyana Taylor's fault about the girl that then took your crayons in the 3rd grade and then never talked to you again, okay? It wasn't the Teyana Taylor's fault that you wrote the "will you go out with me, yes or no," and the girl crumbled it up and did the Kobe, okay? Don't nobody care, Akademiks. You talking about you don't want to get married, and you got all these bitch ass niggas in the comments talking about, I don't want to get married either. Fool, you a fuck nigga. I'ma hold your hand when I tell you a fuck nigga, and you was never thinking about getting married, and furthermore, wasn't no bitch thinking about marrying you neither. Okay? Now, where am I going with all of this? I'm pretty much trying to say, sir, you, much like your bitch Aubrey, y'all like to bring the smoke to all the women. So I thought as a female, I come give you what you want, boy. Okay? Now, sassy songs for you didn't do shit. And I see you still online sitting here talking and being loud and wrong, but you still talking about everything the fuck else. Except for why you're grooming 15-year-old boys in chats with other 15-year-olds. Except for the rape case you have, fat boy. Stop getting on the internet, entertaining other people's marriages, counting other people's coins, counting that you, sir, will never have. Why? Because you don't know these people. They don't want to know your fat ass either. Okay? Stay out their business, stay offline, and go talk about one of your weird cases, because I'm tired of you reporting on everything else. But why and when did we start liking 15-year-old boys? Flappydemics? This has been your girl, Relle Roulette, with the smoking section. Don't forget to tell a friend that you got the tea from me.
Ooh. Well, I'm out.
Tired, pissed off. I'm upset.
Get out of here. Let's go.
That was a great one, man.
I went left eye in this bitch.
That was a great, man. Y'all leave it in the chat what y'all think about everything we talked about here today. From Iman and Tiana. What do y'all think about that? I'm interested to know what you think about this cancel education by Trump head ass.
Not cancel education.
And then LaRosa and Jess, you know what I'm saying? Who was right, who was wrong? What do you think should happen? What do you think they go from here? Lastly, Akademiks, big back act, as Relle has coined him. What do you think about that situation? I think it's absolutely wrong. And he should be ashamed of himself, but I know he's not. He's going to continue to do it over and over again. And I feel like Relle is going to have no limit to when she's going to stop trolling his ass either.
Boy, you keep it up, stick an apple in him, I'm gonna roast his ass like the Christmas pig.
We about to get on up out of here, but before we go, you know we gotta say grace.
Who's got grace? It's time to give thanks. Thank you. On Music for Breakfast.
I want to get prayers out to the United States of America. The good ones. The educated ones. Educate your children at home. I think it's very important to educate your children at home. Don't just send your kids to school. Be in school with them. Talk to the teacher. Make sure you're a part of the classroom. Make sure your presence is just shown. Even if you work in, I understand it is hard to multitask as a parent. However, make your presence known in that classroom. Because if not, you could risk the chance of your child just going under. Look at that curriculum. Make sure you are practicing that curriculum on how you learned it, and educate yourself on that curriculum for the truth. There's a lot of lies that is trying to get funneled through this system of education. As you see, they're trying to cancel it. It's important that you stay on top of it and that you educate yourself. Always fine tune what you know and what you don't know, and especially in regards to teaching your children that. And I mean that so passionately. Just always know the truth. And those are my prayers.
Amen, amen. Ain't nothing worse than a poorly educated person. Y'all educate yourselves. And you know me, I want to give grace and thanks to my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
I would like to extend grace to our older generation, that may not be as informed, and may, have fallen for their education system that, told them whatever variation of the story that they were told. And, a lot of times me and my mom will have conversations now that, she's ready to receive the information, the truth, and, the information that she wasn't privy to when she was younger, so she's hearing it, she's palating it and, trying to come from a place of understanding. And we get into these debates and I supply her the facts and, Google is free now, so she's able to learn. But I mean, definitely teach your kids, but also don't be afraid to teach your family, your friends, your loved ones. If you're out just having casual conversation and, just try to find a teachable moment and use that to expand them and extend their way of thinking.
I love that, man. Y'all, hit the like button right now, okay? I want y'all to hit the like button right now. Subscribe right now.
Hit that like button if you like this. Hit that like button if you love this. Hit that like button if you like this. Hit that like button if you love this.
That's how we do it right here on Music for Breakfast.
And don't forget that like button, subscribe to the channel, or hit the notification bell to stay ahead of the game.
And check out this episode on our podcast, Music for Breakfast. That's Music IV Breakfast, wherever you stream your favorite podcasts.
And leave us a 5-star rating and share this with everybody that you know so that we can grow. Because that's how we do it right here on Music for Breakfast. Special thanks to everybody listening right now. Thank you, Kia, Relle Roulette. I am Octavia March. And until next time, never forget what the homie Strick told Jay, who told us.
Finish your breakfast.
The kitchen is officially closed and we out.
Bye-bye.
Peace. Give them what they asked for.
Music for Breakfast. I wanna